Under the front bumper of the vehicle, you're going to find a series of these 7mm bolts. There's 6 on the passenger side, 6 on the driver's side. Let's go ahead, loosen, and remove all of these. On the inside fender well, we went ahead and turned the wheel inward. That gives us some clearance right here. There's a Phillips head screw here, and they run down the inside of the fender well liner. Let's go ahead and remove those. Once these 3 are out, go ahead and repeat for the driver's side. Use a trim tool to go between the bumper and the fender liner. Pull this out. Right on this back corner right here, there's going to be a 7mm bolt. Go ahead and remove that. Repeat for the driver's side. Under the hood of your vehicle, you want to go ahead and locate this front upper fascia trim here. There's a trim button here. There's one further down, right above the grille. And there's one just to the right of the hood latch. There's 3 of them on the driver's side. There'll be 3 on the passenger side. You want to go ahead and remove all 6 of these. Using your trim tool, get underneath the first portion of the button, lift it up, and then pop out the second portion. Like so. Repeat for the other 5. We're going to use a pry tool right here on this retainer. We're just going to slide this off. And then down below, there is a little retainer right here. We just want to pop that and release that. That's going to allow us to have a little bit of flexibility. If we pull up on this bracket for the AC, give us a little bit of flexibility here. You don't want to bend these lines. Now, when you go to lift this component, there is some weather stripping attached to it. If you grab the weather stripping right around these little tabs and pull it forward, or actually pull it backward, there's a little rubber hole, there's a little plastic tab. You're basically just pulling the seal off of that and work your way around. Just pulling gently and remove the seal. Now on the driver's side of this upper fascia, all these little tabs are facing out and goes backwards. So you're going to be pulling the seal out and then it'll lift up. Once you get to the hood latch to the passenger side, you're now going to pull up on the seal. You'll feel it getting caught right there. You're now going to pull the seal the opposite way. And you see the tabs are facing the other way. Go ahead and work your way around, releasing this seal to the point where you can just flap that aside. Now you can go ahead and wiggle this. You're going to gently grab the cover and pull it straight up. Go around to the driver's side, do the same. You can pull this up. You're going to see these plastic retainers. There's one here, one on the other side. That's all that you're releasing. Now you can go ahead and set this cover aside. For the bumper unit itself, I'm going to take a look at this 10mm bolt right here. There's one right here. And there's one to the left right here. So there's 3 on the driver's side, 3 on the passenger side. This one in front of the latch does not have to come off. On the driver's side portion of the bumper, you want to go ahead and grab the edge right here. You can gently pull out and disconnect this. With that loose, go ahead and repeat for the passenger side. So I'm going to go ahead and use a pry tool. I'm going to go ahead and get underneath here and gently lift up. Once that is pulled up, you'll have that flexibility. Repeat for the driver's side. Once you have these 2 pieces loose, I'm going to slowly work that bumper away from the vehicle. And go ahead and set that down. On the back side of the bumper, you're going to have your fog lights. You want to go ahead and grab this bulb, turn that. Once that's loose, go ahead and wiggle the bulb free. Repeat for the passenger side. Now there's a large bulkhead connector right here that covers all of the wiring harness for the front bumper sensors. We're going to use a pick. I'm going to go ahead and slide this gray connector or tab down. Once that's free, we're going to press in on this gray tab right here and disconnect the connector. Next, we want to go ahead and remove the washer nozzle from the unit itself, from the pump. So we went ahead and grabbed a little plug. The reason for that is once you disconnect this, once your washer fluid is going to want to come shooting out. I'm going to go ahead and plug that and repeat for the passenger side. I'm just going to use a pick to loosen this. Now we're going to use a small pick and we're going to open up these little clips right here. Do this across the back of the bumper. There are two 7mm screws. There's one right here, and there's one down below. Let's go ahead and remove both of those. Now go ahead and grab your fog light assembly. You got to remove it. Go ahead and take your replacement part, set that down into place. I'm going to go ahead and start these screws by hand. Once these are in, we'll go ahead and snug those down. We switch over to a hand ratchet, 1/4" drive with an extension. You don't want to use power tools on installation because this is a fragile component. Don't want to over tighten. Once you feel it get snug, just a little bit more, and then repeat for the other side. Okay, go ahead and snug this down. Once that's snug, go ahead and repeat for the other side. Now, if you removed your bulb as we did here, still attached to the harness, and your light came with a bulb, and you want to use this bulb, that's fine. How to swap this over? I'm going to use a small pick. You can use a small pry tool. Just get underneath these little tabs right here, and you want to lift them up. You can use your finger too, but it's easier to use a pry tool. You're going to lift up on those little tabs. And just wiggle the tail part of the harness off. Separate the bulb, take the harness, line that up with the new bulb, and just press it on until it clicks. I'm going to go ahead and remove our plug and reinstall our hose onto that. Next, run that hose through our little retaining clips and just pinch our locks. And take our nozzle here, pop the plug out, install that. Go ahead and take your bulkhead connector, line that up, clip it into place, and then press our little lock tab on. Go ahead and raise the bumper up into position. When installing the driver's side, you want to make sure that the washer nozzle line is down and out of the way. Now we'll go ahead and work our bumper up into place. Once that's lined up, you can go around and work your way around the bumper itself. Once that's lined up, go ahead and repeat for the passenger side. Line that up, press the bumper up into place. Along the top of the bumper, you have this little plastic nub. You want to have it lock into this little port right here. So just line that up. Repeat for the driver's side. Now you can take your screws, push the bumper in a little bit, get everything to line up. I'm going to get all of these 6 screws installed by hand, and then we'll snug them all down. Go ahead and pull your weather stripping out. Lay your trim bezel in place. Now right underneath here, this should have a plastic push pin. Have that pop into place. Pop that in. Now we can go ahead and install our weather strip seal. All these tabs here will line up into these holes. So what we're going to do is put it into the hole. When you're installing the seal, the hole itself should be behind the tab. You're gently going to pull forward, push down with your finger. You can pinch the seal and wiggle it on. You'll feel it catch on. If you look underneath, you can see that it's inside the hole. Just continue to do this for all of the seals, or all of the tabs. Grab your plastic push pins, line those up, push the base in, and then press the top end to lock it in. Repeat for the rest of those. When installing the screw, you want to make sure that you catch the metal retainer on the back side, otherwise the screw will just shoot right through. But here is a little metal tab right here. If that's not lined up, the screw won't tighten down. Get that caught by hand, and we'll snug it down. Install your 3 Phillips head fender liner screws, and just snug those down. On the bottom side of the bumper lip, go ahead and get your screws installed here. There's a total of 12 of these. Continue installing these right across the whole bottom front lip.